In this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to modify the AI opponents in each individual checkpoint and circuit race in Midtown Madness 2 by changing up the vehicles they drive, allowing you to further customize your races in any way that you like. This is something that I wish Midtown Madness 2 would have as a feature, but it is not to be found here. The only way to change up the opponents you race against is in the game files. Anyway, let's get started. You can do it on the standard San Francisco and London cities, but for this tutorial, I am using the Most Wanted Ultimate mod for San Francisco by Evzan and Diatosta, responsible for the police variations of the default Midtown Madness vehicles. This mod uses the same San Francisco map, but changes up the races as well as new ones with a high difficulty, consisting of a majority of the default Midtown Madness vehicles modified into police variations, different opponents, roadblocks, and other obstacles that make the races more fun and chaotic. Let's take a look at what you're going to need. You're going to need two programs, WinRAR and Notepad++. Once they're installed, you can continue on. As you can see in this picture, the two exclamation points and MWU San Francisco AR files is where you'll be modifying the races, and the Diatosta Cops AR file, which is 2 spaces below. This is where the police vehicles are stored, and you can use them in your races, either as opponents that you race against or chasers, or in simple cases, police vehicles that go after you. It's your call. Make sure your profile is set on professional difficulty before you continue, because this is where the MWU races have been modified onto. Use WinRAR to open the AR file and access its contents. Now we're at the MWU San Francisco AR file. Using WinRAR. Click the race folder to access it. Click the MWU SF folder and you're here. Look for the files that says AI_map_P file. This is where the opponent information is stored for every race, be it a checkpoint race or a circuit race. To make this process easy, I have created a new folder in which I can modify the files on and change the vehicles you race against. There really is no limit to what you can choose. You can modify the racing grid and choose any vehicle that you like. This is all the circuit and checkpoint races available in this race mod. Open up the circuit0.AI_map_P file using Notepad++. Also, to make the process easy, I have the WinRAR window on the left consisting of the AI_map_P files in which we're going to be replacing after modifying them, and the window on the right in which you can modify the AI map files on. Now we're in the Notepad++ window, modifying the Circuit0 AI_map_P file. Look into line number 16 that says Opponent. This shows which cars are being used as AI opponents. Your first task is to change it up. First, let's take a look at the original race settings, consisting of everyone driving a Volkswagen Beetle RSI, even the police variations that chase after you. Okay, so with that chaotic gameplay out of the way, let's modify the opponent files. We are modifying this file in which all the AI drivers is driving a Panoz Roadster and having several LTVs to chase you and the competition during the race. On a side note, you can basically choose any default Midtown Madness vehicle as a police unit to chase after you, such as a Ford Mustang Fastback or a Panoz GTR1, for example, chasing after you, police variant or not. They can act as filler vehicles that are not in the race technically, but are intruding in your race and chasing after you. To use a car as an AI opponent in a race, you have to know its codename. The codename for the Panoz Roadster is VP Panoz. All lowercase letters, no spaces. So replace the VP VW Cup by typing in VP Panoz in its place. Do the same thing with the 4 Beetle RSI police variants in the police section by typing in VP 4x4, which is the code name for the light tactical vehicle. When you are done, click the floppy disk on the top of the screen to save the file. Now you're ready to drag the modified AI map file into the AR file in WinRAR. Simply drag the Circuit Zero AI map file onto the WinRAR window on the left. You'll be prompted to update the archive. Click OK on everything. Now your selected circuit race has been modified with vehicles of your choosing. Circuit Zero is basically the very first circuit race on the MWU San Francisco race mod, called Take It Easy, with a question mark. This is what your modified race looks like. Notice that all your opponents are driving a Panos Roadster, including the one that you've chosen, as well as several LTVs, as you can see, that are chasing after you. A few of the Beetle RSI police variants are kept in there, as you can notice. So that pretty much covers the basics on how to modify the AI opponents in a race in Midtown Madness 2. But here's a bonus. You can actually use any custom add-on cars that you added into Midtown Madness 2 as AI opponents. You heard right, you can do just that. The add-on cars that I'll be choosing for AI opponents is the Chevrolet Corvette C5 and the 1981 Ford Mustang Cobra. Notice that the two vehicles' 3D models stay very true to the original Midtown Madness graphics by relying on high-quality texturing and smooth polygons that will remind you of games powered by 3DFX. So basically, it's the same technique as last time, but you're using the custom add-on cars that I've just mentioned. First, you got to find the secret code name for these vehicles before you add them. If it is done wrongly, then the game will crash. The one for the Corvette C5 is Vet C5, and the one for the Ford Mustang Cobra is Cobra 81. Now let's go back to the same Circuit Zero AI map file on Notepad++ and add these vehicles into the game as AI opponents. We're going to type in the secret code names on any position that you like, and even add in a Ford Mustang Cobra as a filler vehicle or police chaser, even if they're not sporting police paint jobs. The rest is kept the same. Click the blue floppy disk to save the file when you're done. Then drag the modified AI map file onto WinRAR and modify the AR file itself. And you're done. Now let's take a look at your finished product with some gameplay. Notice that your opponents are now using the Corvette C5s, and one of them is using the Ford Mustang Cobra, as well as another Mustang Cobra over there without the purple arrow as a filler vehicle. As you can tell, the operation is a complete success. You can use add-on vehicles as AI opponents in Midtown Madness 2. So that's it for this tutorial. I hope you Midtown Madness 2 fans will have a lot of fun with this as much as I did. Leave a like if you enjoyed this tutorial that I made, and click the subscribe button for more entertaining content by me. Thank you guys for watching, and happy racing!